praise and honor and glory unto Yahweh and Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakudash. All right, double honors to our apostles and illustrated millstone that told us the truth. And Shalom Wakasah Lahabakyar, which means peace and mercy to the elect in the Paleo Hebrew. All right, I'm the brother Amar, like I said, from the branch of GMS Cleveland. All right, come back at you with another video. Lord willing, this be edifying to whom everybody be watching. And I had a different title, but Lord willing, I'll probably say that for later today or another day. I don't want to watch this, I'll remember it. I believe I was on title it, Our People Love America in Its Wicked Ways. All right, so Lord willing, I'm going to try to get to that later or tomorrow, Lord willing. But the spirit that hit me to get this lesson in, just thinking, I actually was having a conversation with one of the brothers not that long ago today, and our people love America, man. All right, they love America, man. All right, but not only that, all right, it's the lasting effects, even before America was established, it's the lasting effects of the period. All right, now I just want to look up. Matter of fact, let me do this real quick, just to get the word. Let me see. So get the word from the etymology online real quick, man. And I might have to make this. Well, I am gonna have to make this a part 2 because I'm kind of pressed for time right now. But when Hellenization goes back to the word Hellenism or Hellen. All right, and then when you look up Hellenism, all right, as you can see on the screen, etymology online, it says Hellenism, right? And remember that, like I said, Hellenization stems from Hellenism or Hellen. It says 1600s. It says idiom or expression particular to Greek. It says in sense. It says cultural and idols. It says of ancient Greece. All right. So Hellenization, it particularly is I said the word got coined during that time, if you will. All right. So Hellenism or Hellenization, that phrase or coin was coined around that time. All right. Where here it says 1600 or whatever, but you get what I'm saying. It's associated. I'll say that it's associated with that time. All right, with the Greek Empire. All right. Now I had to I had to look up some other stuff about Google. All right, I'm about to start printing these precepts out. 1 second. Let me see. Because like I said, you see how our people are right now. It stems from the earlier empires that were established before America. All right, that's why you see traces of these previous kingdoms in Babylon the Great, aka America. All right, the language, the arts, romance, music, culture, the whole 9 yards, food. All right, beer, all type of stuff, man. Anyway, so when you look it up, all right, the AI overview says what does Hellenization? What does the word Hellenization mean? AI overview. It says Hellenized. All right. I said, what does the word Hellenized mean? All right. So the AI overview gave me. It says Hellenized. It says refers to the historical process where non-Greek peoples. That's important to understand right there. It says Hellenized refers to the historical process where non-Greek people. It says cultures and territories adopted Greek language, culture, religion, and customs. All right, it means to make or become Greek in character, man. All right, so those were the ones of our people that were known as the Gentiles. All right, so you can understand. All right, the Gentiles that was spoken about receiving the word, receiving the Spirit, receiving salvation. Those are our people. All right, that were Hellenized. All right, it's simple, man. It says a phenomenon that was especially prominent in the Eastern Mediterranean and Near East following the conquest of Alexander the Great. It says key aspects of Hellenization: cultural adoption, right? And they give you some bullet points. So it says cultural adoption, the spread of Greek art, philosophy, education, and social customs. Language influence It says Greek became the lingua franca, which that's Latin for common language of the Eastern Mediterranean. Geopolitical impact areas conquered by Alexander the Great adopted Greek administrations and built cities in the Greek style. All right, and that's First Maccabees, the first chapter. I really you can read the whole book of Maccabees, man, first and second, which I'll probably get a little bit of that. It says lasting impact. The process influenced Jewish culture. Roman. Here it goes. It says lasting impact. The process influenced Israel. It says Jewish right here, but it should say Israelite. The process influenced Israelite culture, Roman society, and later helped shape early Christianity. All right, and then it says term or origin derived from Hellenization, a Greek word meaning to imitate the Greeks or to speak Greek. All right, so that lasting impact when it says the process influenced Israelite culture, it says Roman society and later helped shape early Christianity, and you see that to this very day, man. The reason why people do certain things the way they do, which is completely against the scriptures, all right, because they've been Hellenized. You see niggas walking around with tattoos all over their body, bald faces, no beards, or women dyeing their hair, all right, not being circumcised, eating abominable foods. All these things are they are how can I put it, man? They stem from Hellenization, man, the Hellenization period, which even before the Greek Empire, our people was Hellenized. All right, they and like I said, they were led astray, all right, from the ways of Yahweh Shem Shai. All right, so you can understand. All right, let me see. It says It says a historical area. It says the peak period of Hellenization lasted from 323 BCE to 30 BCE. The Hellenization period, although it continued for centuries after, you see that? It says although it continued for centuries after. So, like I said, you see that in modern day America, all right, with our people and the way they live their lives. It says Hellenized Jews. In the Bible, this refers to Jews who lived outside of Israel, spoke Greek, and were often influenced by Greek culture. All right, so with that being said, let me get these scriptures, man. Because, you see the way Jake lived their life and you wondering why these niggas, live the way they live is because of that lasting impact of Hellenization. All right? Hellenization has had a hell of an impact on our people even to this very day, man. Let me see. Let me see. I'll get it from here, man. It says First Maccabees 1:7. It says, so Alexander reigned 12 years and then died, and his servants bare rule every one in his place. All right, which brothers should know about that history. You go to the Diadochi, Alexander's four generals. All right, it says, and after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves. Going back to the Diadochi, the four generals. It says, so did their sons after them many years, and evils were multiplied in the earth. Right, because these are Edomites. All right. It says, and there came out of them a wicked root, Antiochus, a surname Epiphanes, which is Antiochus the fourth, son of Antiochus the king. It says, who had been in Hoshes at Rome. It said, he reigned 130 and 7 year. It says, in the 137th year of the kingdom of the Greeks. It says, in those days went there out of Israel wicked men who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen. It says that are round about us, for since we departed from them, we had much sorrow. So you see, it's the same thing with our people, man. A lot of our people, man, they're choosing, the riches and wealth and status and notoriety of whatever kingdom they were in, all right, and to enjoy those goodies, man. All right, even if it meant, leaving behind their customs, departing away from Yahweh Shemel Shai. If they can benefit from it and live good, they were willing to do it, man. The wicked amongst our people, obviously, all right, because you have righteous men of our nation that stood for Yahweh Shemel Shai, that stood for, the ways, the customs, all right, especially when you read this particular book. All right, you had Judas and his brothers. All right, they literally stood for the names of Yahweh Shemiel Shai, man, and their father told them to do so before he died. All right, so you have men to this very day that's in that same stead, man, because it's the same spirits coming back, man. Lord willing, we don't never bow the knee to this wicked kingdom, man. All right, and what it represents, man. It says, so this device pleased them well. It says, then certain of the people were so forward therein that they went to the king, who gave them license to do after the ordinance of the heathen. It says, whereupon they built a place of exercise at Jerusalem according to the customs of the heathen. See, and in the lasting effects of Hellenization, like I said, you still see that to this very day, man. It's almost embedded in Jake to just be rebellious and be wicked and to side with the heathens, man, because the Hellenization, what that did to our people was a psychological, like, mind fuck. All right, to where it altered Jake's perception and way of doing things and living. So really, when you think about it, man, Jake has had literally thousands of years of wickedness beaten into them, man, beaten into the previous generation that came before them. All right, so here it is. Fast forward to today, 2026, us in America. The Lord is utilizing certain men, starting with the apostles on down, to beat thousands of years out of you, myself included. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's every day the Lord will have us going through something to where he's renewing the inner man, all right, and doing away with the old man and the old woman. All right, so it's like women out there that watch and that's repenting. All right, this ain't no thing where you just shake it off. One day you get up, you shake it off. You know what I mean? I'm an Israelite now, and I no longer, even though, so you can understand, even though that's what some of the brothers and sisters have done. Like the moment you woke up, you put away the pork, you put away this, you put away that. But there's still levels of wickedness that he has to get out of us. All right, and I also did a video going into when you go into the law, if there's a leprosy in the house, all right, and it talks about if there be if there be deeper than basically if you have two different layers of it, if you will, or deepness of it. You have, let's say if it's dealing with a house, you have this like the surface level leprosy, and then you have the leprosy referring to the one in the house talking about mold. All right, you have the surface level, all right, and then you have the mold where it's deeper, it's spread it deeper throughout the whole house. All right, and I forgot how the scripture worded, but it's in Leviticus 14. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Let's see. Because it talks about if it's deeper. Let's see. Just lock you 1 second. Yeah, here we go. It's Leviticus 14 and 44. It says, then the priest shall come and look, and behold, if the plague be spread in the house, it is a fretting leprosy in the house. It is unclean. So, like I said, you have the surface level leprosy of the house, and then you have the fretting leprosy, which if the fretting leprosy is deeper than surface level. I mean, it's spread throughout the whole house. I say all that to say that's how it's with wickedness concerning us. All right, you have the surface level, wickedness, and then you have the fretting wickedness that's deeper. All right, that the Lord has to extract over a process of time, and sometimes it takes years, man. And sometimes you wonder why it's taking the Lord so long to come back and deliver us and get us out of here. It's because the Lord is getting that fretting spiritual wickedness out of us, man. All right, it's certain things that's embedded in our spirit, or Esau and put in our spirits over this course of Hellenization throughout these centuries and thousands of years, that it's gonna take years for the Lord to get out of us, so to speak, man. Like, give you an example, you might be a brother that been in the truth for whatever 10 years, and you might just now, you might have just now. It took you that ninth or 10th year to just now get over something that you was having trouble with. You know what I'm saying? And then some brothers and sisters, it might take 15 years, 20 years, man, or whatever. But the Lord, all throughout that time, the Lord is what? He's doing away with that outward man, all right, and renewing the inward man, all right, and making them become better and better polished stones. The scriptures talk about that, about when he's going to make up his stones. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Yep. Malachi 3:17. It says, and they shall be mine, saith the Lord of hosts. That day, I could have started at 16, but it's okay. It says, in that day when I make up my jewels, it says, and I will spare them as a man spareth his own son that serveth him, man. So the Lord is making up his jewels. That's why I said with the with the hellenization and all this stuff, that how our people live their lives, it's because it's a fretting hellenization, if you will. It's deeper, than surface level, man. All right. Some of the things you can notice, and you can easily kind of like shake, but then other things it might take some time, man. But some of our people, man, they gon' and then some of our people, it ain't no rehabilitating and them shaking off the hellenization and them shaking off the idols and come back to the Lord. Some of them, that's the Lord's gonna have to destroy, and He will. That's the 2/3, man. That's where you get the 2/3 from. The Lord's going to destroy the ones of our people that never got out of the hellenization, or that never got out of the ways of Babylon the Great and his predecessors, man. All right, the ones that just want to stay here and marinate in wickedness, man, and never do anything about it. They never want to actually change. They never want to come back to Yahweh Shemel Shah. They just like, man, look, this how it is. This how I was raised off Christmases. I was raised off celebrating birthdays and celebrating Thanksgiving. And my grandma did it, and grandma did it, and I'm gonna do it. It's for the kids and blah blah blah. Well, look, man, if that's the case, then the Lord's just gonna destroy you, man. All right, because you never took heed to the ways of the Lord, and you never truly became reformed. All right. Matter of fact, I said I'm gonna get the other stuff, Lord, when I do part 2. But you actually can read this whole chapter, man. All right, but I just want to get the quick verse, and if the Spirit's on me, I might do part 2, might double back in this chapter. But I just want to get just this point real quick, man. Just this point, man. See what I'm saying? This is Ephesians chapter 4, verse 22. I started 20. It says, but ye have not so learned Mashayak. It says, if so be that ye have heard him and have been taught by him, as the truth is in Yahushai. It says that ye put off concerning the former conversation the old man, which is corrupt according to the deceitful lust, man. That old man, you got to put him away, man. Leave that nigga alone, man. Leave him, you know what I mean, at that club that you used to go to, you know what I mean, when you was in the world. If you a woman, lead that bad bitch and that feminist mindset, you know what I mean, at wherever you used to be at, man. Leave that. It has to die, man. That mindset and that way of how you live your life, it's no longer present, man. It says verse 23. It says, but be renewed in the spirit of your mind. It says, and that ye put on the new man, which after Yahweh is created in righteousness and true holiness, man. That's what the Lord is requiring from us, man. That's what the Lord wants. He desires. And look, and it's that, or look, you get destroyed, man. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. There's no halfway. I'll meet you halfway, and you meet me there. There ain't no ain't no gray area, man. It's black and white, man. You do what the scriptures say, man, or else you get destroyed, man. And we're not saying that we're gonna be perfect on this side. We can't follow the law to a T, man. But you have to shake the old man. You have to do away with that, man. That's why, like I said, the Lord is, taking us through all these things, man. Sometimes you question why the Lord even got you going through certain things, man. It's all for your benefit, man. All for your benefit, man. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to end it right here. Lord willing, I'll probably come back with part 2. If I don't go live with it, I'll just do a regular video. But with that, I want to give all praise and honor and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Shem Rakakudash, and Shalom.